Hey there guys, Jeff here from Grit City Fitness and Performance and my little buddy Thor. Today we want to talk about the 1-3-5 method to achieving your goals. Now Thor wanted me to do this video because obviously he can't talk to you, but this is the method that he uses himself to set outlandish goals and achieve them on a daily and weekly basis. So I'm going to put him down so I can go over the idea and the process with you guys and explain it all for you to be able to implement and use right away. So first off, it's called the 1-3-5 method for a reason. And that reason is because one, we're focusing on finding one goal. We're then going to align that one goal with 3 strategies and then align each of those 3 strategies with 5 tactics. Hopefully that makes sense overall. It's a pretty easy process, but basically we outline the whole process and steps needed to assign and assist yourself in getting the goal that you have. So whether that goal being saving $100,000 to buy a house, maybe it's to book a vacation, maybe it's to lose 20 pounds, or maybe it's just simply to be able to have a healthier life. Whatever it may be, right? You have goals and we want to make sure that we get ourselves on track to achieve those goals. Otherwise, you end up running around in circles doing the same things that you used to do, not getting the new result you want because you cannot get a new outcome by doing the things that you used to do. So it's all about changing the actions that you do to align more with the new future self that you want or the things that you want to achieve. So let's dive right in, guys. So first off, again, it's called the 1-3-5 method, and the reason for this is because we're going to assign one goal, we then assign 3 strategies to that goal, and then we assign 5 tactics to each strategy. So let's dive in. So first off, let's jump right into the goal. Let's say our goal is to lose 20 pounds. Now that's a great goal because it's very easy, but when you first assign a goal, you obviously want to think about things that are meaningful or important to you. You also want to set deadlines and time frames around that. So once this is all done, you want to make sure that you have an ideal timeline for when you want to achieve this by. If you just have an open-ended goal, it usually will not be achieved. The reason for this is because as humans, we like deadlines. We like time frames. We like to put ourselves on a crunch. So you want to assign your goal a time frame, right? Just imagine those times where you've had work to do, or even back in high school, middle school, wherever, where you had a project that needed to be completed and you waited till the absolute last minute. Even though you had 3 weeks to work on the project, you waited till the last week and then you really got it done in 2 to 3 days. The reason for that was because you were on a deadline. You were on a time crunch, and that condensed your ability to get the information and work done in that timeline. So you want to assign yourself a timeline for each goal. This allows you to stay on track, have a period of time where you're focusing on that, and then an end date when it needs to happen. In this case, losing 20 pounds might be, April 1st. It might be for an upcoming wedding. It might be so you can feel great on your birthday. Maybe you're going on a trip, right? So you would assign that goal an end date based on when it's going to be the most important to you, okay? So first thing, we've got our 1, which is going to be our goal. Okay, so in this case, we're losing 20 pounds. Now we want to look at the strategies. So what are the strategies that we would need to do to probably lose this 20 pounds? Well, first off, we're going to probably need to look into strategies around nutrition. We're going to need strategies around training. And we're probably going to need strategies around mindset. Now, we've got our goal, we've got our strategies. Now you might dive down into these strategies a little bit more in depth. Maybe it's like meal planning and nutrition, or maybe it's training and workouts, obviously, or mindset and recovery, things like that, right? So you dive in. Now, let's say our goal had changed, and that goal was to save $20,000, and we set a deadline of, let's say 6 months. Well, what we would do is we put save $20,000. Our strategies would probably be saving money as a strategy, earning money as a strategy, and saving money, earning money, and then ways of spending less money, right? So in savings, in regards to that would just be like our daily savings, actually being active on our savings process per se. On the earning more is figuring out ways to either sell things or accrue more money from your job. And then saving money per se would be saving money on what you're buying, or not spending money as frivolously, or buying at things that you normally would, or making better choices financially, right? So that would be the 3 strategies in that case. Now we dive down into the 5, and the 5 is considered the tactics. The tactics is around the strategy, right? So we've got our goal, that's one thing. Then we've got the 3 things, which are the strategies that align with the one thing. Now we dive into the 5. And the 5 are tactics around each of these strategies. So in regards to nutrition, maybe a tactic would be, maybe a tactic here, guys, would be meal planning, tracking, shopping, looking at recipes, and the last one could be something like hydration. Now we would look at the training and the workouts. We'd look at something such as, what would be the tactics here? Would be something maybe like 3x strength workouts a week. Maybe we have another tactic being 3x cardio days. Maybe another tactic would be minimal body weight home workouts. Another tactic could be daily stretching. And fifth, could be daily recovery. Now we go over to the 3rd thing, which is going to be mindset. Mindset here, we could talk about input versus output. So we'll just say inputs, daily inputs, things that you're hearing, listening to, learning. Right? Are you listening in and filling your brain with positive things or negative things? We could talk about mindset being journaling. Mindset being focusing on goals. Mindset could be surrounding yourself with the right people. And then lastly, we could say mindset could be things like getting a coach. Now what we've actually done here, guys, is we've actually laid out the whole framework, right? Imagine this is like a house, right? What I've done here is this one is going to be the foundation. So when we say foundation, that's going to be the concrete slab that everything is built on. We then have the strategies, and the strategies are now going to be considered like the framing. And then the tactics are going to be everything inside the house. Which we were just going to consider walls and more, right? So when we look at this as a whole, we've pretty much narrowed down the whole process for achievement of our goal, right? How do we know this? Because if we complete these tactics on a daily and weekly basis, they're going to shift a lot of stuff inside the strategies, and when the strategies are being met, the goal will be successful. So again, let's re-engineer this, guys. If we're looking to lose 20 pounds as the main goal, that's the foundation. If we have then the goal of losing 20 pounds, we want to focus on the strategy building process of figuring out what are 3 strategies, which is like building the framework of the house, the framing, the outer shell. Those strategies in this case are going to be focusing on nutrition, working on training and workouts, and then thirdly, mindset. Then we take it down another notch and we dial it in even more by figuring out 5 tactics inside of those strategies. In the case of the nutrition tactics, we're going to be looking at meal planning, we're going to be looking at tracking, we're going to be looking at shopping, we're going to be looking at recipes, and then hydration. If we're looking at the tactics we want to follow for the training and workouts, it's going to be something such as 3 times a week strength training, 3 times a week cardio days. I just put minimal body weight workouts at home, but that might be like a 4-minute metabolic set every morning. Kick your day off. Daily stretching, and then daily recovery being such as things like foam rolling. Right? And then we've got our mindset, because our mindset plays a large role in achievement of goals. We want to then focus on, inside of mindset is going to be the inputs, the information that we're gathering, gaining, what are we listening to, hearing, surrounding ourselves by. Journaling, showing either appreciation or journaling the things that's going on so you can figure it out and work backwards from it. Focusing on your goals, so daily I call it AIR, attention, intention, and repetition, which will give you the framework of aligning and setting your goals in the front of mind, so they're constantly up front for you, so you're not getting distracted by other things. The 4th tactic here is going to be surrounding yourself by the right people, and then 5th would be getting a coach, right? So we've now given ourselves 15 tactics in this case, 5 tactics per strategy, and those strategies align with the achievement of the goal. Now again, you can do this in the master way, which is going to be making sure that we try and hit all these or assign them a day per week or weekly activities. So for instance, we might look at meal planning, and I might do that 1 time a week. So I would assign meal planning tactic to 1 time a week. Maybe it's a Wednesday, or maybe I want to do it 2 times a week. So I'd do it 2 times a week. Maybe my tracking is a daily activity and I do it first thing in the morning, right? I do it first thing in the morning because then I'm preemptively setting my whole day up. I know exactly what I'm going to be eating, so I take the thinking out of it later on during the day. I know exactly what things I'm going to be consuming and when, so I know how my day is going to be laid out. And I also know the foods that I'm going to be eating, so I don't have to think about anything else, right? So that could be a daily basis. Shopping, again, is something that you might do once or twice a week, so I would assign it the day that I would do it. Maybe it's a Sunday. Then we're looking at recipes. Maybe I spend 5 minutes a night looking at recipes to figure out what I might cook for the next 2 days. And then hydration is just a daily activity of consuming a certain amount of water. Okay? Then let's look at our training tactics. For this one, we could say 3 times a week. What 3 days a week am I going to be doing my strength training? Maybe it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then we say, what days are I going to be doing my 3 times a week cardio, right? Maybe that's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Then we look at minimal body weight workouts. That's going to be a daily thing. I'm going to spend 4 minutes either when I wake up or before I go to bed or at lunchtime doing a quick body weight workout. Then we've got our daily stretching. So that's going to be a daily activity in this case. I would stretch daily for 4 or 5 minutes. I'd set a almost like a clock reminder for when I'm going to do that, or it's going to be before my workouts or after. And then I've got my daily recovery, foam rolling and just relaxing or doing some sort of activity that helps me recover, right? That would, again, be a daily activity for me. Then we, again, look over to our mindset tactics. And in this case, we're going to be doing our inputs. So making sure that we're doing something daily that gives us positive energy inside of our inputs. Imagine when I'm saying inputs, guys, I'm saying this much like a TV. You have 5 or 6 availabilities for your HDMI cable. You want to make sure you're putting the right ones in there, right? And that's the same thing what we're doing for our mindset inside of inputs. So we want to make sure that we're getting the right feeds in every day. From there, journaling, that could be a daily activity. Again, I would assign myself a time either in the morning or nighttime to do my gratitude journal, my journaling of success, journaling of my workouts, right? So all those things together. My AIR, so focusing on goals, that would be, again, a daily thing. Maybe I put that as a reminder on my phone. I put that as a background on my phone and my computer. So then I'm focusing on my goals subtly throughout the day, but it's a daily activity again. And then I'm surrounding myself by the right people. That, again, is probably going to be a daily activity because the more often I'm around the right people, the more often I'm going to take the right decisions, right? So remember when you were a kid and your parents told you, oh, I don't really like that person. The reason they said that was because they knew that you involving yourself with that person would be negative on your growth at that time. Now, if you're surrounding yourself with positive people, you're going to move forward in that direction with them, right? And then the last thing is getting a coach, right? So maybe you say you're getting a coach and you see your coach 3 times a week. You see them on, again, maybe your coach aligns with your strength training. So you're seeing them on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's going to hold you accountable and make sure that everything's dialing in right. Now with this process, again, we would do the exact same thing with any of our goals, whether it's losing weight, getting more financial freedom, like such as saving money or investing money. Maybe it's something as simple as booking a trip or getting yourself lined in so that way you can get what you want. Maybe it's about getting a promotion, right? So if I was to say, my one goal is to get a promotion at work, what would my 3 strategies that would probably be able to successfully get me my promotion? And that might be dedication and commitment to working harder than everybody else would be one of my strategies. Knowing more or being more well informed than everybody else, and then being more active and working harder inside of work would be my 3. And then I would write my tactics again inside of that. So if one of my strategies was being the hardest worker in the building, what I could say is that would be like one of my tactics might be to show up earlier than everybody else, to ask more questions daily, to ensure that I'm asking the person above me what I could be doing better every day, to do a daily self-assessment, right? So those are all tactics, but those tactics align with the strategy, and the strategy then makes the goal achievable. So hopefully this makes a lot of sense to you guys. The 1-3-5 method to goal setting, it's very simple and straightforward. It's probably the easiest goal setting method I've really come across. And when it's done correctly, which is pretty damn easy to do, it's easy to then see exactly what you need to do on a daily, weekly, or bi-weekly basis to make the goal achievable. Okay, you break it down from this big, challenging thing where you're oftentimes like, you say, okay, I want this, but now how do I do it? Right? So that's usually where most people get stuck. They have this goal, they have this vision of what they want to be or do or achieve, but they don't know how to get it. And that's all that they're missing, is literally just the strategies and the tactics. So if you have a big goal, whether it's big or small or outlandish or crazy, do the 1-3-5 method, and all of a sudden it starts making itself make sense. You get clarity around the process that you need to take. You get clarity around the tactics, the strategies, the things that actually will make that result happen. Instead of just going into it and saying, here's my goal, let me hope for the best. We set a game plan in action with actual actionable things that you can do that line up and link up to actually making things successful. So if you have questions about the 1-3-5 method, please comment below. Otherwise, if you want more help and assistance setting up goals for yourself, setting goals that are actually things that you want, as well as making them goals that you're actually going to be able to achieve through accountability, support, motivation, and correct coaching for you specifically, click the link above. Let's have a conversation. Let's see if working together would be a good fit, as well as what your goals are currently and how we could work together to make those things happen. If that's what you want to do, click the link, let's have a conversation, and let's make your goals a reality, and let's start making sure that you hit all the goals that you set, whether that's fitness, financial, or anything else that you have as a goal. I'm here to help, so let's chat and let's work together.